Hi guys, Ren here and welcome to the workshop. Today I want to show you a beautiful bike that I've been working on today, and it's a Trek Émonda SLR, the first generation, and it's quite special because it has the U5 vapor coat paint job. It's the first one I see in the flesh, and it's very beautiful. It's called U5 because it should weigh in less than 5 grams. And if you look at it, you can easily see why. So this is pretty much bare carbon, although you do get a tiny bit of black paint at the junctions. I think it's because, well, these are the places where the tubes are bonded, so the finish might not be as nice if it was completely raw, also at the bottom bracket junction. But at the main section of the tubes, it's very nice. And yeah, Trek charges a huge premium for this paint job, although I'm not really sure why, because you're getting much less paint. But anyway, it's a stunner. It's really beautiful, and the whole bike actually it's built up pretty nice. There weren't any major issues with it. It just came in for a service. What I've changed is I've put on a shorter seat mast which is basically inline instead of the offset one. Paradigm XXX carbon saddle, XXX stem. This is a super expensive, super stiff unit, very nice. Also XXX handlebars. I had these on my old Émonda when I had one 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago now, only at a narrower width. I think for a frame of this size, a 40 should be good enough. I think this is a 44, which is, for me, it's basically like driving a truck. But anyway, it's not my bike. And then some very nice Chinelli bar tape. Again, this is the first time I see it, but I really like the colored finish, and it's nicely wrapped as well, so good job. No matter who did it. The group set is a complete Durace 1970 Di2, so nothing exotic here. It's the Durace group set throughout the older generation, although I think there isn't much improvement if you compare it, the new one to this. So yeah, still very good, very nice group set, although not super light. The wheels are the Bontrager EOS 5s without the stickers though, so it looks a bit naked like this, but it does save a couple of grams. One thing I find quite weird is that there are still cork pads in there, but yeah, they probably don't break all that well in the wet. Another odd thing about this bike is the gearing. So standard gearing up front, no power meter, which is a big mistake, and a 12 to 28 cassette. Now this I find a bit strange because, well, the norm is 11/28 for road racing at least, with the double setup. And yeah, why bother with a 53 if you have a 12-tooth cog anyway? I think actually this gear is lower than a 50/11, so yeah, it doesn't really make sense to me, or any cassette ending with a 12 for that matter. Yeah, also this frame already had direct mount brakes, although back when it was released it was quite rare, but very good braking action. I can testify myself, I had a bike like this, although in a Project 1 white color, and the braking is awesome. Some nice look carbon cages with these. I really like these rubber grippers for the bottle. This should prevent any launches. And the most important thing I've done to this bike is, well, I basically did a whole clean and re-grease of the whole drivetrain, all the bearings. Of course, it was a nasty oily chain when I started. Now it's ultrasonically cleaned for our around 1 hour, so very thorough. And it got coated, not with molten speed wax because I didn't have any other chain to cook with it. Instead I just used ceramic speed UFO drip. It does a very good job indeed. Overall the bike is in excellent condition. It was barely ridden, and yeah, I think it's beautiful if you look at it. The only thing I would change, apart from the cassette, are the tires. These are Conti 4 Seasons, which is not a bad tire, but definitely not something for a super bike like this one. It would really deserve some Corsa G Plus 10-volt tires with some nice latex tubes. And if you're curious about the weight of this bike, it's not super light, despite the super light frame. Comes in at 6.65 kilos, as you can see it right now. I've just measured it, which, well, if you consider that my race ready cross bike with a power meter and mountain bike pedals weighs 7.2, it's not all that impressive, but it doesn't use any kind of super light components. Pretty sturdy stuff, electronic group set, so it would be right on the money on the UCI weight limit if you added a power meter and a computer. Okay, so this is a quick look at the customer bike I've done today. I think it's a beauty. If you want to see more beautiful bikes, then don't forget to tune into the channel and subscribe. It's all for today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.